It's Wednesday, my beans. Can we get a hi? Yeah! Hello, everybody. How are we diddly doing? I hope you are doing well. Hello to you all. Hello. Just seeing the cute little milkshake next to me. If we reposition this slightly, you might be able to see him a bit better. There he is. There's a handsome little guy. How are you all doing, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Hello. How is everybody's week going so far? It is wild that it's only Wednesday. It has been a long week. It has been a long old week. Nothing necessarily bad, just busy. How are you all doing, folks? I hope you're all having a good Wednesday. How are we? Natman redeeming that first. How are we, Natman? I hope you're doing well. And Shrimp redeeming the Daily Bean. I'm intrigued to know by the end of the year who will have the most daily beans. Maybe there'll be something for them, maybe there won't. You can only claim one per day, or one per stream. So I'm intrigued to see what happens. Let's see what happens here. How are we anyway? How are we, Shrimp? How are we, Natman? Rusty, enjoy your D&D lurky lurk. I hope you are doing well. Where are we? Oh, Milkshake. Milkshake's just destroyed his camera. Little guy. Let me turn on his camera before I forget. How are we all doing there, folks? I hope everyone is doing well. Valref, how are you? Week has been looking good so far. I'm glad it's been a good week so far. I'm glad you're doing well. Where's Milkshake's camera gone? There he is. Double shake 'em. Shake inception. But yeah, I hope we're all doing good. I'm finishing up my black coach. I need this done because I'm so sick of painting it. Oh, bless you. One of those big projects where you keep working on it and you're like, I need a break. Like, please, I need a break. It can be a lot. It can be a lot, those big projects. I'm fair on those. But yeah, it's a long one. It's been the day of days. Oh, bless you, Shrimp. I hope you're doing all right, though. I hope you're doing good. I hope you are doing well. Scratch redeeming the Daily Bean, and hello, how are we doing? I hope you're doing well. Hello, Milkshake. Hello, little man. Hold on. Let me just put your... If I put your camera here, we get double the shake. There he is. Yeah. He's a little under the weather, although it's his own fault. Yeah, it is your fault. So I'm keeping an eye on him tonight. He basically, so we made a teriyaki chicken dish the other night, and we had an extra pot of sauce, which was like, soy, garlic, all the various bits that you would normally put in a teriyaki sauce. And this little guy decided to go face first into it. He's never done anything like that. He'll maybe try and swipe a roast potato off a plate or like a little bit of meat. He's never gone into like a pot of sauce or anything like that before. And basically, as you know, it's not good for cats. It's not good for those. We basically managed to pull him off it after the first his tongue touched it. We pulled him off, and he was fine. But he's a little bit of a poorly tummy, bless him. But otherwise, he's doing good. We have dad jokes from Scrot, the daddest of jokists. Dun dun dun. How are we, though, Scrot? I hope you are doing well. Hello. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, and all these fussies. He wants more fusses. That's the problem. He wants all the fusses. Hello. I'll let you settle down. Then I'll give you all the treats. You gotta settle first, then treats. Or do I have to give you treats so you'll settle? He's been unfortunately starved of attention today because Verity has travelled for work today, so he's been on his own for a couple of hours. It's not a long time, but for Milkshake, who always has Verity here for him, it has been a bit longer than normal. So bless him, by the time I got home from work. Oh, you settled. That means you get some scrumples. So I'm going to give you these, because these little treats for Milkshake are pretty good for if he has hairballs or anything. So it's quite useful. But yeah, how are you all doing, everybody? I hope you're doing well. How are we doing? Positivity, since I immediately kicked in how sick of me I am. My Maggot Witch finally arrived. Hell yes, I'm excited. Well, speaking of Maggot Witch, this is what we're building today. We're going to build some Warhammer Darkwater. Oh! I'm excited. We're going to build the Dark Watery Waters. Which makes me very, very pumped. This is obviously our second box, because the first box went back because it was damaged. So we're just going to be sitting and building some of these models today and having a look at them, which I'm kind of excited about. It's just a chilled out build stream today. I was going to sit and do some painting, but honestly, even though my new brushes have just arrived, I'm just sometimes the vibe for painting just isn't there. I just want to build. That is what it is. So I'm going to have some fun doing that. I'm excited though, but there is obviously the Maggot Witch in here. Maybe we'll get to building it today. My goal is to try and have as much of this built as physically possible. That's the plan. So yeah, so I'm hoping so anyway. Where's my thing gone? Where are we at? Sending a message. And create. Cool. Let's put something like that. Awesome. I paid £12 for my Maggot Witch. Bargain. Yeah, you can tell it is evergreen, can't you? All the prices are really reasonable. I've not seen anything ridiculously expensive for this set yet, which is kind of quite nice actually, which is pretty good. So I'm quite excited to see, you know, kind of one of those. My biggest hope is that with the success of like another Warhammer Quest one, they do a made to order. Here is everything from Blackstone Fortress. If anyone at GW is listening, please give us a made-to-order Blackstone Fortress. I would love it. Go even further back. Do Silver Tower. Do the Hammerfall one. Go back and just give us once a quarter, once every 6 months. Just give us one of the Warhammer quests on a made-to-order. Gives people 2-3 weeks to order it, up to 180 days to produce it. That would just be amazing. Just do like base game and any expansions that came with it. Maybe a bundle if it's all together. Why not? That would be amazing. I know there'll be there are people who would be very excited if that ever comes true. Yeah, I can definitely think of some people who would be like, ah, if that's the thing. But I don't know. I'm not sure if it's ever going to happen, but I can hope. We can dream. We can dare to dream, chats. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing well today. What are we all getting up to? You've got Natma working on the Black Coach. We've got Valrath poking at developing some monsters for an RPG. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Sounds fun. What is everyone else getting up to? Let me know. What are we all diddly doing? Let me know. Oh, God, I'm hiccuping away here. I got really bad hiccups all of a sudden. I made some teppanyaki. And basically I ate it too quick. So I was like, whoa. So I've now got hiccups. But yes. Interestingly, I was talking to one of my regular box splitter suppliers who said it was the biggest seller from Darkwater from him has been the book. Wow. That is a surprise. That's a genuine surprise. As in like the book with all the like the map book, not the rules packs. Milkshake's going down. He's just laying flat. He still has stock of all the minis, but the book maps have sold out. Wow, that's impressive. I would not have called that, to be fair. I would not have called it. I was thinking then like what? I thought it would have been like. I suppose actually, if you think about it, the minis were all, most of them apart from, well, all the Nurgle stuff was up for sale. What, 2 weeks later? So from GW themselves. So maybe they're heroes, but weird. Very weird. I'm genuinely at a bit of a loss. I didn't see that coming. The book is very cool. Like, I'll give it credit where credit's due. The book is kind of nice, but I wouldn't have thought it was the biggest selling thing. Hey, I guess it's multi-purposeful for other people doing like D&D campaigns. I guess maybe. I don't know. I imagine some people are probably proxying or printing. True. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of that. I have seen. I mean, that's probably big news to talk about today. I have seen that, of course, there has been a massive rise in people trying to get hold of STL files. I've seen a big increase on the web store of people inquiring. Lots of people asking if they can just sending me files for where they think they've managed to scan and recreate Huron. Some of the new models that they've announced. there's a lot of stuff of people just sending me and saying, hey, could you print this for me? Hey, could you print this? And each time I'm just like, no. Like, I could make a lot of money if I just printed whatever people sent me. And instead, I think I'll keep a hold of my my beliefs, shall we say. So I'm trying to find the instruction book. Where's the instruction book gone? Instructions! There we go. Ugh. Of just like, I don't, kind of one of them. I mean, there's so many amazing artists out there. Just get one of them to commission a Huron variation rather than trying to somehow make a 3D scan from an image. But you'll notice now that Games Workshop, when they're putting posts about new models out, they don't do 360-degree views anymore. They put the front image, and maybe you'll get a side or a flat back. You won't get the bit in the middle. It's to try and cut down on that. There's so many pieces of software now where it's like fill in the blanks. It's a wild thing. But I mean, that's a big news story. I think that's broken out recently. Is that I don't know what you guys know. We've had the conversations before about AI art and various things like that. But it does appear to be that rumor has it the Games Workshop have turned around and said. They will never allow the use of AI in the design of any of their products, and made an official statement for it, which I think is, if that keeps people employed, that keeps people in jobs and rewards their craft. I think that's fantastic. I think the only downside of that statement now is that every single GW hater there is in the world is going to be watching them like a hawk for a single slip-up. That'll be it. That'll be the big thing. As per usual. So, but yeah. I do think, though, just pop this book down. Put this box down. I do think it's a good call from GW, though. Very good call. Yeah, the technology to have an AI mock-up an equivalent mini from a picture has come a long way. They don't even need to scan the mini in 3D. No, that's it, yes. There was a Votan kit bash someone did. It was AI poached by someone without their permission and released as an SDL. It is wild, actually. It's wild. Wild. I feel like I saw that story. I remember somebody was like, they started watermarking their posts, and people were getting really angry with them, saying that they couldn't see the kit bashes or the digital concepts or something. And it was like, well, yeah, because people keep taking them and releasing them, like, sort of side of it. It's an interesting thought process, but it's wild. Didn't even credit the kit basher. That's a cardinal sin, that is. That's come on now. That's wild. It's like when that's like when somebody pays someone to paint their army for them and then enters it in to a painting competition. Like, you can have this is the best painted army at the tournament because that is what's the best painted, and as long as you stand there and you go, I mean, I didn't paint it, here's the details for the amazing commission painter I asked to do it. Or something. It's when somebody enters it to say that they painted someone else's work. I'm like, no, bad. Oh man, I am thirsty, but it's only Wednesday. That's the first dad joke of the day. oh, mercy. There we go. That's the first dad joke. Where are we? I'm trying to think of dad jokes. My brain has completely gone blank on them. There was one. There's a cafe I walk past every day, and they put dad jokes on their A-boards. And one of the ones they did, I was like, when you stop and you have to kind of reread it because you're like, I can't quite. It took me a second, and it was, what type of lights did Noah use when building the ark? Floodlights. And I was like, that's a classic dad joke. But my brain was like, what? I don't know why. I had to read it like 2 or 3 times to be like, I don't know why this isn't sinking into my brain. It's not that I can't juggle. I just don't have the balls. I like it. That's a good one. That's a good one, that is. Oh. What's the, what do you think of, what's a pirate's favorite letter? You'd think it'd be R, but a pirate's first love is always the C. That's a classic dad joke right there. Classic dad joke. I'm trying to think what it is. I'm trying to think if I've got any others. I'm trying to think what other ones I've got. I'm just looking at Milkshake like, hey, little buddy. I'm sorry, is your camera not looking at you properly? Oh, big yawn. Big yawn for such a little guy. Trying to keep an eye on him because he's since I've been home, he's already thrown up twice. He's fine. He just keeps eating his food too fast, like an idiot. He's like, no, I'm not an idiot. He's like, I'm sorry. How dare you call me an idiot? Oh, but yes. But anyway, we are going to be diving in. We are going to be building Darkwater is what we're going to be getting up to today. So let's switch a Rooney the camera. Da 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 da! Pile of spruce! Pile of spruce! Shaky bug. There we go. Oh, hi, from Johan. How are we doing, Johan? I hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. And Super Weasel. How are we, my friend? I hope you are doing fantastic, Mundo. How are we all doing? How are we? I've got a load of spruce. I've got a load of spruce. That's what we're getting up to today. I've got plenty of spruage. How are you both? I hope you are doing well. You missed it. Super Weasel, you just missed dad jokes. Like, just. Like, very much just. You know what? Should we redo them just for Super Weasel? I can't. Oh. Where are we at? You know. I just keep checking on him. He's such a little guy. He's such a little cutie. Having a very late dinner, ordered a pizza, forgot I ordered a pizza, picked it up 45 minutes after it was done. Oh no! Oh no, bless you. Oh, we have getting a new dad jokes. Oh, hey buddy. Milkshake wants lots of fusses. That's what he wants today. Meow. You know. Oh, someone's trying to... Are you trying to come across to the desk? But I've got so many sprues, you can't. Is it because I'm not sat next to... Right, I think Milkshake is sad that I'm not sat next to him, that he can't head bonk me. Hey! I think he wants head bonks. Either that or he wants to be on the desk. Hold on, let me clear some stuff and then I can see if he wants to come onto the desk. Ooh, what's this? Are you playing with the Korok? I've got a Korok teddy bear hanging off the microphone and he was just bapping it like crazy. Hold on, hold on. Let me move all my sprues. And I'll try and make some room for the Shake'ems. Bear with me. Bear with. One second. And where's my brain? My brain today is just like it has been a melty day. Oh hey buddy, no, come on, come over here. Come say hi to everybody. You don't need to go out. I reckon he needs a little box. He's just got in here and he's like, come on. Come on across. He's like, I'm not allowed on there. Mummy tells me off. And I'm like, hey. Come on. Oh, wait, did the dad jokes go through? Oh, no. What a shame. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on, you can walk across there. You know you can. It's because there's not a direct line. He's being very awkward about it. I'm like, come on, buddy. Come on now. Like, come on. You know you can come across. Come on. He's thinking about it. He's like, maybe? I don't know. Maybe. He's like, maybe I don't want it. Maybe I'm not going to force myself to come across and hang out, everybody. Come on, little buddy. Come on. He's thinking about it. He's like pouring up. He's building himself up to come across. Hello. Oh, you guys, you should see this. He's like pouring in the air. Hold on, let me pick him up in 1 second. Ooh, he's doing it. Come on. What's up? What's stopping you? What's stopping you, little man? What's stopping? Oh yeah, I didn't even realise the spelling mistake. Thank you, Shrimp. I didn't even notice that. Let me update that before I forget. Warhammer Quiz Darkwater. Maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe I'm doing those like clickbaity titles so people will come in and tell me that. There we go, Shrimp. I've updated it for you. I've updated. Come on, buddy. What's this? What's up? You want to come hang? Let me move the light up. Move the, whoop! What's up, little buddy? What's the matter? That's water. That's my glass of water. What's up? It's like he wants to hang out, but he's not quite sure what to do. What's up, little buddy? Little guy. I was gonna say I have a bust I want to print and paint, but I got distracted. Ooh. Warhammer queso? Warhammer queso. Warhammer queso would be good. Yeah. It's a little bit cheesy though. Milkshake, what are you? No. Stop trying to drink random things. What's going into you lately? You got your little fancy water fountain. There he goes. That's it. He's down now. Hello. Hello. Oh. Well, this is the stream now, chat. Welcome to the stream. This is the content you're all here for. Hey, little buddy. How you doing? Little man? Warhammer queso being cheesy. Could you shed us some light on the matter? I'd like to go into it, but I feel a lot of people would disagree with me, and you know, I just can't bear it when that happens. Oh, challenging me to a cheesy pun off. Are you damned if someone's gonna beat me at that? Hello. What's up, nobody? No, come back across. Come on in. Yeah. I think he's had his fun now. I reckon it won't be a minute till he wants to jump down. I am completely covered in fluff now. Do you want out? Is that what you want? Or are you going to get comfy? Meow. You want some more scrumbles? What cheese do you use to hide a horse? Mascarpone. I like that. Oh, that was a gooder. Oh, that was a gooder. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, there we go. Buy me milkshake. Did they even touch the sides? A couple more. The problem is he ate his first half of food, then he threw it up. So I had to give him a second half of food, which he also then threw up. So he's acting like I don't feed him. He has had plenty of food. He's just been having it in smaller halves because he's just been too munching it too easily, too much, too fast. He's too fast, too furious, too munchy. That's you, isn't it, milkshake? Oh, anyway, but yeah, how are you all diddling, chat? I hope you're doing good. I'm enjoying the cheesy puns. Oh, but yes. Oh, big yawn. Anyway, so we but yeah, are we all excited as well? Are you excited about Friday? Friday we're doing a watch along. We're going to be watching, so we're going to be live from 6 PM, so new start time for Fridays for 2026. We're going to trial it for a couple of months. It's mainly just because I know full well with how busy I am at work, I am not getting out on time. So I was like, right, let's just push the streams, you know, to more of a 6 o'clock start time rather than a 4. That at least means if I get out of work late, I don't have to change the stream start time, and I can eat, and then we can go uninterrupted without me taking breaks then. So new start time at 6 PM, but this Friday, of course, we are going to be watching the Warhammer preview, which kicks off 7:30, I think, 7:30 PM UK time, I believe. I believe so, yes, I think it is. I'm trying to remember. I think that's what it is. But yes, so I'm excited. We got any thoughts of what we think we might be seeing? There, I don't. We haven't really had any. We've had some teasers. There's going to be something piratey. We had a couple of like teasers from that side of it, where they've sort of said, "Ooh, only an hour and 23. 1 day and 23 hours to go, almost exactly." So yeah, so we'll be 7:30 that it starts on Friday. Are you thinking Custodes, Bone Reapers, or Nighthorn? Ooh, Bone Reapers would be good. You know what? The Ossiarchs need a bit of love. I would be up for giving the Ossiarchs some cool new things, I think. That would be very nice to see. Where did I put all my sprues? Oh, they're over here. I was like, I only just moved them. Ugh. Right. Shall we start with the heroes, then move on to the villains? Start with the hero model, shall we? Actually, what does the book say? That's probably the easiest way to do it. I'm betting Lehman Russ. I wish. I mean, you never know. Stranger things have happened. Could have been. Could be. There we are. So, yeah. A milkshake. It is start with the heroes. Okay, let's drive in to start with the heroes. Dun, 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 dun. Where did I put my clippers? Got my knife. I think I moved the clippers out of the way when Milkshake started running around. So there they are. There's the clippers. In the teaser video, there was a plate of golden bananas with a red plume sticking out of them like a Custodes helm. There was also a plate of chicken bones with a glowing green light inside them. That is true. That was very true. I feel like the Custodes one, I was wondering if they would be... Because of bananas, my first thought went to, would they bring back the... Is it the Jacaros? Would they bring them back? I was like, oh, maybe. They could bring those back. That could be kind of fun. Wasn't sure if it was legitimately going to happen, but I was like, hey, you never know. But that could be kind of nice. Where are we at? So let's start off with... Right, we're building the guy with the axe first, the Sigmar guy. It's nice that these white sprues are actually quite nice, this beige colour. There we go. This is Ed Mark of Valorin. Where's the axe? Am I going blind? Can I not see the axe? A15. There it is. Well, so that's one axe. A14. These are interestingly laid out. To say the words, they're interestingly laid out. That's 17. I think it would be a Custodes as a dual 40k in Horus Heresy release. You know what? I would love that. Give us plastic Sagittarium Custodes and new Alaris Custodians Terminator ones. The old Forge World kits, make them plastic and release them for both games. I would be over the moon. And a new plastic Telemon. Oh, that would be amazing. I would love all of those things. And then I'd be like, right, well, I guess I'm playing Custodes again all the time because I love my Custodes. Because that would be awesome to see, personally. I'd be like, yes, gimme, gimme, gimme. Or, like, you know, the spear, the Dread Spear, Dreadnoughts, like the Contemptors, which have the Galatus, the one with the shield and sword and stuff. Those would be great. Oh, see, now I'm excited that I'm hoping it's going to be Custodes. Outside of that, I mean, for AOS, I'm kind of, I saw the bones, thought with yourself, Bone Reapers. I wasn't really thinking Nighthaunt, and I was like, because they've already kind of done Flesh Eater Corpse. And I was wondering maybe just some generic Legions of Nagash. But Bone Reapers I forgot existed, so fair. 17, there it is. This is one of my projects to get this built up and ready and done, so I can start like smashing through with it. That's okay, so did GW for a while. Yes. Oh, yeah. I think the big hoverjet thing they have in the Custodes Dreadnought, both in plastic. Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be really nice. Ah, that would be great, actually. Now I'm just really excited about Custodes. Because if they bring out a new Sagittarium Custodes, like the shooty Custodes ones, or they bring out more new rules for the Telemon and things, I won't need to buy any. I won't need to buy them. I can just dive in and just crack out my Forge World ones and get it going. I'm wondering, though, would it be a dual release with Sisters of Silence as well, as kind of a Talons of the Emperor sort of vibe? Would it be that sort of style, do we think? That'd be interesting to know what we're going to get coming from there. Milkshake just intently watching here, like, is any of those snacks? Can I eat any of them? He's like, you saw nothing, father. Nothing. What about anything else we can think of? Like 40k is interesting. I think it would be like Huron. I think you nailed it there with the Kill Team announcement. Was Kill Team in the list actually? I just am thinking then. I didn't know if Kill Team was in the list. New Year preview. It's 40k, Age of Sigmar, Blood Bowl, and Heresy? They normally have it as a separate header, don't they, for Kill Team? I don't know if there'll be a Kill Team announcement in that. That's interesting if there's not. It'd be very interesting. So I'm just like, okay. Well, that could be an interesting one. We've had plastic releases of Horus Heresy, Mechanicum, Astartes, and Auxilia, but nothing for Custodes and 30k at all. That is true. I would love to see some Custodes. I feel like they're such beautiful models, and saying that, there's only one Custodes model. Well, might sound a bit... There's two Custodes models I thought, for me personally, in my taste, didn't really quite hit the mark, and that was the recent Captain guy, the guy who looked a little bit shorter than everything else. And probably controversial here. I'm not... For me, I'm not a fan of Konstantin Veldor's model. I just think there's a lot going on, and that puts me off painting it. There's a guy who's painted a lot of Custodes. Just with the cloak and everything, it just intimidates me enough to be like, ooh, be nice to the short king. I know, I'm not judging him because he's short. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Yeah, I just felt like Konstantin Veldor was just a bit like there was a lot. There was a lot. So, so how much more time do you reckon you need to do on your black coach, Nat man? Is it going to be done today? Do you reckon? Or is it just more of a you want it done, so you will get it done? And what is everybody else getting up to this evening as well? Let me know. I was torn today about what to do on stream. I was like, part of me was like, haven't played Space Marine 2 in a while. That can be fun. And then I saw the Darkwater box and went, oh no, I want to build that. Like the urge took over, like I have to build the Darkwater box. Maybe 2 hours? I'm not sleeping till it's done. And I'm a night owl. That's fair. Oh, I'm not a night owl. I'm a night owl. If I see, if I don't see 3 a.m. on the clock before I fall asleep, that is a very early night for me. I'm very much a night owl. Does mean I'm not really a great morning person, so I'm like, I know, and I've got a lot of early mornings coming up. This is a fairly... I thought this was going to be quite a dainty model, but it's built quite well, actually. I'm intrigued when we get to the Lady of the Lake, who has the sword, and I want to see how those connect. There we go. Right, get some glue. Where's my glue? So it's there. There's the glue. I regularly see 3 a.m. on the clock, but as I wake up time. Oh, so anywho, BRB, I need to put my marriage byproducts to bed. Marriage byproducts. That's brutal. I love it. Oh. And yeah, I'm not gonna be calling you Saturday morning, right? No, I'll be fine. I mean, if you haven't heard from me by like 7, give me a call. I should be fine, but just in case. It depends how late stream goes on the night. Obviously, watching the preview. Oh, do you want out, little buddy? Okay, hold on a second. Let me let Milkshake out. I think he's done. Come on in, little man. You want to use a little box? Oh, everybody say bye, Shake comes. Bye-bye. Yeah. Oh, let me go put him out. Oh, wait a second. Oh, little man, you want to go out? There you go. No, actually, because the TV or anything's not on in the front room, I might just leave that door open so he can come in and out as he pleases. Or to quote the Krusty Clown, it was a joke. When you give me that look, it means it was a joke. Oh. Right, let's get the... This is the axe that attaches here, I believe. So push fit. I'm going to attempt to use the push fit parts on these because I've heard they're very good without having to snip any of the parts and see how it goes together. And my main reason for that is because I find, for me, whenever I've got push fit models, they're never, they're always very snug, and I have to start snipping things down. So I want to see how this comes together. These are going to these ones here. Actually, that goes. That's pretty good. Actually, that's pretty nice. Leave the door open and subject yourself to war crimes. Right, that's exactly it. If Milkshake's gonna commit a war crime, he's like, someone has to suffer, and as Verity is away tonight, it's just me. He's like, only you will suffer, father. That's such an interesting... The eyes are actually built into the existing part of the head, and then this slots over. That's a really interesting build on that one. How are you, Shrimp, anyway? How are you yourself and Frogs doing? Are you all doing well? Hope all is good with you all. What? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And it slotted in well. This is surprisingly probably some of the best push fit models I think I've ever used from G-dubs. Like, or just not even just GW, just generally. I don't dislike push fit. I always find I don't know, they never go together as well as I want them to. But these actually are going together beautifully. Frogs already knows that how the child will get us into trouble at school. Fair. Doing good. Just kick Frogs off Genshin so I can print this bust. Fair. What's the bust? What are you working on? Done. Okay, right. First one built and ready. I won't glue it to the base. I'm just going to slot it in for now. There you go. First Warhammer Quest Darkwater model complete. Go team. Woo! Let's go. Let's go, 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 go. Dum, dum, dum. Okay. Number one. Number two. There's... So next up we have Bren Tylus, which is a 32, which I think is on the other sprue. Well, that's 33, so we need that. Is it Bren? B-R-E-N? Bren, yeah, Bren. Well, that's a delicate piece of armor on that connection. Well, that's one, so that's 32. Well, it's 33. That's 31 and 32. That's 31. Whoop. 31. 32. Da 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 da. It's called the Widow from Claymore Miniatures. Ooh, some of their stuff's really nice. That sounds awesome. That's going to be cool. I think I'm trying to remember. Did I leave the painter bust on... I think I did leave painter bust on the... Did I leave it on the Hobby Bingo? I can't remember, actually. What I did to help decide the Hobby Bingo is I looked through the categories that all the history of what everyone posted. And what ones that they did, and went through like anybody who tagged it on the hashtags, what they were doing with it, and then kind of went, okay, so people really enjoyed this one. Let's give that like a bit of a fresh twist, or if it doesn't need it, we'll leave it as is. Then I added a couple of new ones. I'm hyped though. I feel like the I do enjoy the hobby bingo. I've managed to tick off a box or two myself, which is really nice. So I'm getting there slowly. You did, hence why I'm doing it. Well, I did take it off or I left it on. I'm like, wait, which one did I do now? My brain's confused. Dim. Yeah, the resin above the line. I hate that. No. Was it overflow or just it was just quite high up? 34. What? 34, and then 35 is just her sword. Oh, this is the cleric with the two-handed sword. Ooh, this is going to be a nice paint. I've got some ideas on how to do that sword. It's going to be nice time. I did leave it on. Okay, cool. That's alright. I was thinking, I was like, wait a second. I'm excited to see. Yeah, my plan this year is I'm going to do a lot more check-ins and be like, right, it's been a couple of months. How are we all getting on? Blah, blah, blah sort of style. Do a couple of, like, maybe I think we only did the 2 bingo showcases last year, and I think that was just because I had so much on, I didn't quite think it through. So I've made a little content calendar this year where I'm kind of like keeping up with how much content I'm going to make, and roughly, not necessarily exactly when I'm going to do it, but roughly when it's all going to come together. So I'm like, okay, I got this. Now I need a 28mm base. That's 25, that's 32. Where are the 28s? That's the 28, I think. And so I need a 28 and a 32 for the next ones. Is the fire and ice square? Sorry, finally finished my towel. Oh, that could be. I hadn't even thought. That was more last year. I did paint a model based on one of the 4 seasons, but that was the one I had the most inquiries about, as people were like, wait, what if I do this? Does this count? So I thought this year I'll simplify it and just go do something fire or ice based, kind of like still almost like hot and summer and winter kind of vibes. What is synthwave? Synthwave is kind of like cyberpunky sort of style, like kind of, it's basically the opposite of grimdark. It's kind of like lots of neon colors, very sort of what's the word for it? Just very almost cyberpunk-esque, bright colors, high future, lots of just like kind of think what grimdark is and think the opposite. It's probably the best way I can describe it. Kind of like Tron. Tron's a cool example of like kind of synthwave, is in like kind of there's one vibrant color that goes through, kind of a little bit of OSL-y sort of nods. Trying to think what else is another good example. Trying to think of an example. Look at Heresy for Heretics. Heresy for Heretics does do some cool synthwave vibes, to be fair. My plan is to paint up a synthwave model at one point. So I'm going to be like, okay, get myself one up as well. Then I can kind of show my interpretation of synthwave. It's all of it. Yeah, effectively the theory was do the opposite of, what's the most opposite thing of where's my brain going? Of cyberpunk, sorry, of grimdark, and I looked, and there was a load of different variations, but I kind of thought what would be the most generic kind of term, which for me I thought was synthwavy. Kind of psychedelic. Yeah, that's a good interpretation of it. Kind of synthwavy, psychedelic-y, kind of very vibrant colours. Yeah, kind of. Let me see if I can find an example. Let's have a look. Doing it, kind of trying to think of an example of like sort of synthwavy vibes. Lots of like pinks and purples, oranges, kind of like the really high, the brighter end of the spectrum. Trying to think some really cool examples. A lot of them just tend to use a lot of pink and purple. That's a really cool. And so here's a cool example. Let me just see. Why is that not working? I'm sorry, pressing the button. I'm like, why are you not working? So kind of that's a bit zoomed out, but that's kind of a cool example of sort of synthwavy vibes. Like, you know, kind of like I said, the opposite of grimdark. It's probably the easiest way to describe it. I was originally thinking like pop art style, but I thought this was kind of more of a interesting vibe. So this is like the example of like synthwavy art. If that helps. See where it's like almost cyberpunk-esque kind of. It's a totally way to describe it. It's almost like cyberpunk meets Miami Vice. That's a really bad maybe way to describe it, but that's where my brain kind of goes to. But again, it's always what's your interpretation of that brief. If the intention is to be the opposite of grimdark is my kind of intention. You know, if your opposite of grimdark is effectively psychedelic, that's fine. That's synthwavy. I'm happy with that. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, maybe there's a particular time of the month where the synthwave theme will come in really handy. Like, you know, time of the year maybe is like around. There only was a certain time of the year that somebody, you know, like a content creator, used the colors from synthwave, you know, to like raise money for charity or something, right? You know, kind of like, you know, like they did some sort of like kind of I don't know, like purple event or like bright colors event. Do. But yeah, but also I'm excited to see what you guys think of the hobby bingo this year. Is there any other questions you guys have on it while we're chatting about it? And what do you think of the challenges or the goal, the things for this year? Do you reckon there's any that leapt out at you? They're like, ooh, I like that. That's something totally different, or gives me ideas. Lets me know if I'm heading in the right direction creating the bingo. Or even the opposite, anything that you like. I'm not a fan of this one. Ooh, I'm looking to get some oils over the weekend. Nice. I mean, the upside of oils is like, I mean, we're going out to Element. There's going to be a great time to see some oils. But then the flip side of it as well is like, the oils I use are literally just a selection of oil paints from the works. Because you're going to mix it with like white spirits and stuff anyway. But I suppose it probably would be good to get some really good, like, say, prop oils. Or like streaking grime sort of styles. I tell you, if you're thinking of oils, maggots is the one to ask. I can tell you that much. Maggots will nail it. There we go. Mini number 2. Completed it. Oh wow, she's stunning. Absolutely stunning, right? But that same content creator had a web store with the cyberpunk style minis that are perfect for synthwave. Right? Right? That'd be great. Like, I mean, come on, right? Next up we have it's the Lady of the Lake style, Inaria Sion. So where are we at? So she needs A7 and A5. That's 7. We got 7 and 5. I mean, I'm gonna need this one anyway, so I might as well snip this off now. And ooh. My brain's just gone. Cool. Ooh. My brain was just thinking of something completely unrelated then, like, wait a second. Wow, she really only 3 parts. That's crazy. Yeah, she is just 3 parts. That's wild. That's an impressive bit of engineering on that. That is so impressive. Wow. That's it. She is just these 3 parts. That's all she is. Natman hath returneth. How are we, Natman? How are we doing, my friend? Ooh. The Maggot Witch is only 6. Wow. They're definitely small, like they've thought really about how these build together and stuff. It's quite impressive. I'm excited to paint her up though, because I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna add some cool twists onto her and kind of get her. Don't know. I think there's a good opportunity on her. I kind of imagine she might be a model a few people paint up for like competitions throughout the year. She's got a lot of opportunity to do really nice techniques on her. She has a sword, which is a really good focal point. She's got like glass, like water. She's almost got like a glass vial that you can do stuff with. I think this could be a contender for. We'll see some beautiful versions of it in competitions throughout the year. Oops. And let's get this all neatened up. But yeah, I'm hyped for Friday though. I'm hyped Friday to do a watch along stream so we can see what's occurring. What is occurring? The Maggie, which is only 6 and I'm only using 4 of them. Ooh. I suppose this must be so hard for you not to tinker while you've got the black coach. You're like, I will complete the black coach, and then I can get into your new. You're like, I can get my new project. Are you finishing the Vashtor conversion first? So she fits there. Oh no, that way. I was like, what? She goes like there. That can't be right. think it is right. It just looks a bit odd. Yeah, if Ashton needs painting, then the androids are done. Hell yes. I can't wait to see for you to see them all finished off together. It's going to be fantastic. That's an interesting position for that push fit. I was like, I can't quite figure out how that goes together. I won't use a tiny pipette. I used a tiny pipette, so hopefully the resin detector won't shout at me again. Fair. Did you manage to sort out your print fail issue in the end on a few of your things, Shrimp? It's one of my bigger armies. It's larger than the Daughters of Change and the Vorgani. Ooh. Do you think it's going to go... have you got an idea if it's going to go like on an Armies on Parade board or anything? Or... And, alright, time for the moment of truth. It's time to get her on here. Slots in nicely. A little bit of this just to smooth over that gap. Let's reinforce a couple of these gaps a little bit. I think she's the only one that so far that might need a bit of sprue goo, just because that's particular mold line is particularly visible. But I'm going to see how this settles first. Probably yes. Ooh, nice. Ooh, I'm trying to think what sort of board you could use. I feel like that's a competition I do want to enter this year. I have to just have no idea what the army would be. I mean, it could be a good push for me to get my cel-shaded Votan done, I guess. That could be quite a nice striking Armies on Parade. That's just such a lengthy process. But could be kind of cool and fun to do, I guess. Which I think could be kind of nice. Maybe. 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 I'm like, maybe. Maybe. Right. She goes on a 32mm base because she's got... Ooh, that was close. That bent quite a bit then. Oh, hold on. That was an interesting... Did you guys see that bend? It's because that wasn't glued together properly. I hadn't quite put the base together sturdily enough. I hadn't put enough glue there, so as I pushed it in, it bent out of the way. Delicately. Should be fine. There we go. Oh, that everyone was worried that this was going to be quite bendy. That's pretty solid. That's quite solid actually. Ooh, you should do your corn towel for Armies on Parade. Ooh, that could be good. Yeah, I could finish off the combat patrol for it. Actually, get some stuff done. I'd be like, wait, I will get armies done. I have the exposure time set for 1.91 seconds, which seems to be the soft spot. Going to try and reduce the support connections down from 0.3 mil. Okay, that's not too bad a way of looking at it then. Hey, Muckies, how we doing? I hope you're doing well. Giving me a hydration. Hell yeah. How are you, my friend? I hope you're doing good. Next up, we have Drolf Ironhead. So he is a 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just 4 pieces. He's only small. So, probably one of the coolest looking dwarf models I've seen in a long time. That was 1. That is 3. That is 2. 2. Over here, 2. And 4. is a 28mm base. So I'll fish that out in a moment. 28mm. What, 25mm in here? Where's the rest of the 28s? That's a 32. That's a 28, I think. 32. 28. Easy. $25, cool. That's always, if you guys are rummaging through a bag of bases, my top tip to figure out which base is which. That's a 25mm. A 25mm always fits inside the base of a 28mm. And a 28mm will always fit inside the base of a 32mm. There you go. Base stacking hacks. That's how I figure out which one's which. So there you go. I used to have a little like circles printed on painted on here. I would paint around. You can see the remnants over here. Like that's that size. That's that size over there. I was always trying to like so I could figure out which base was which. But the stacking works. Or you could do the Darkwater minis in for a dungeon display. Ooh, dungeon display would be fun. I have got some fun terrain, actually, STLs coming soon, which could be kind of fun. Which I'm kind of excited about. That could be quite cool to do some stuff there to make the bases. Oh, wait, no, all it has to be, it can't be 3D printed terrain, can it? It's got to be all official GW parts, right? For Armies on Parade. Better get scrap building. Is it scratch built or designed yourself? I can't remember what the rules are for AOP. Where's Dwarfy Boy? That's all the bits of him, I think. Hey there, Dwarfy Boy. The board can be made of whatever. It's only the minis that must be GW. Oh, that's easy enough then. Yeah, I definitely want to revisit the Tau Corn Army and the what do you call it? The cell shaders this year. That's on my. I promised myself like I would get through some of these boxes because I was like I want to do them. It's kind of really fun, and I can get some. The sooner I build this box, the sooner I can actually get some games in. As long as the train is attached to the board, then it's part of the board. Okay, cool. Easy enough. The hard part I have is what do I do with the terrain afterwards? I'm like, I don't have space to store an Armies on Parade board. Not the right direction. Nope, that's the wrong bit. Me being an absolute numpty. Yeah, I ain't got space for an Armies on Parade board. I'm still intrigued to know if we might see Plastic Titans this year, you know? The biggest one we're waiting on, isn't it a Plastic Knight Porphyron? Is the next biggest knight that hasn't got a plastic sculpt. Is that before we start getting into, like, Titans? Just not sure how needed it would be. It's just, but I'm excited to know if they do them. That's going to be kind of cool. Let's pop you in there. And the final back part of this guy. And we're done. Dwarf Boy is together. Pretty solid, actually. That's such a very cool model. 28mm base. And done. Hey there, Dwarfy Boy. Dwarf. Next up, it's the Kelpies. The Myra Kelpies next up. So, we need a different sprue for that. Where's the other sprue? Kelpies, no. What sprue do I need? Oh, they're just across different sprues, actually, so they are across different ones. So 5B. That's 5E, so he's not on there. 5C. Oh, there's 2 on here. They're so small. They're all like single piece. I didn't realize they're all like single piece. Oh, I just realized this print is supposed to be 13 hours long. Ah, that's not too bad. Or do you not have 13 hours to get that print done? No Kelpies on there. It must be on with all these guys, right? Am I going mad here? These are the same sprue. Where are the Kelpies? Oh, it's E. I am looking at E. That's me being a numpty. No, I am looking at E. That's E. So they all on here? No. E. E5. Where the hell is E? That's C. It's B. So there's none on there. And I think both of these are D. Well, am I missing a sprue? Now I'm like, am I missing a sprue from this box? That's D, right? D, I'm not going blind. D. No, but they're there. So wait, the instruction's not right? There's E5. But that's sprue D, and that's definitely a Kelpie. Okay. My brain was very confused then. I thought it was a smile without eyes. I have 13 hours, lol. Guess it'll be my alarm for the morning. Fair, fair. Just like, yeah. Okay, so Kelpie. 58. This is the one that needs a part. That's 58. And that needs the arm, which is 59. 60 is just on its own. I was so confused then. I was like, wait. 59's over here. Okay, so I'm just going to do that twice. That's nice and easy. And we do it again from the other sprue. Dun, 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 dun. And let's get that guy over there. For such little tiny guys, these are pretty damn detailed. Then again, I feel like these feel massive after doing all the Legions Imperialis work I've been doing. These feel like, whoa, these minis are big. Let's get that one on there. Cool. Kelpies, and then I need 6 25mm bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy. We're gonna fly through this. I feel it. I can feel it. We're gonna get it all done tonight. Complaining in GW, give it a new bottle. Can you imagine? Nah, I still had to return the box that was damaged. Obviously, because then they could. I think they were just like seeing if they could either rebox or I presume just repack, just put it up for like wasted stock. I think that was it. I think everything inside the box was okay. It was mainly just because the book was damaged. That was my main reason for being like, yes, it's not okay, because the spine on the book was pretty dinked. But I think that was just bad luck. But I think we've seen a few people in chat were saying that they also had heard people with the same instance or had seen people post that their boxes had issues. I just think it was those extra pieces of like card, because somebody complained saying that they needed to send them undamaged posters. They're not posters, they were kind of card protection, so to speak. They took them out this time, but then it just wasn't quite right. It's just sometimes the way it goes. Apparently you can buy a Destiny 2 ghost shell designed for painting. That's cool. That's very cool. I did 3D printer a ghost for the wedding and have it as one of the table decorations when we had our video game themed wedding tables. There was a Destiny one that had it had a string of Gambit coins wrapped around one of the vases. Then it had we had a lucent moth, a ghost. What else did I have on the table? I think that might have been it for the Destiny table. I think. It might have been something else. I can't remember. Have to check my folder of things I printed for the wedding. That was fun. I just painted that kind of like a standard ghost. Of course, yeah, you had Space Marines on yours, didn't you? Yeah, did you still have that? I was thinking, I was like, maybe you took one of them. You're like, I'm gonna paint it. And yeah, I think the Warhammer table was probably the simplest one to do, because I just primed a bunch of Space Marines, kind of like various golds and silvers and things, or kind of kept them in like the colors for the accessories on the table. Then did the same with a couple of just empty GW paint pots. That's pretty much all I did for the Warhammer table. Then there was a Legend of Zelda table that we had that I did a pink and a blue fairy sticking out of the was it a pink and blue fairy sticking out of the vase with all the flowers. There was also an Ocarina of Time, a Master Sword, and a Hylian Shield. The Hylian Shield is and the Master Sword were the only things that survived for me to keep. And the Hylian Shield is currently stuck to my my monitor, so I can look at it and smile. And the Master Sword is behind me. A little tiny Master Sword. Then we had a gaming one, which was like little 3D printed controllers. So we had like some Super Nintendo controllers, like a PS4 remote controller, things like that, which was really fun. God, which guild is making me so hard to spin? They have gone hard on their latest batch of prints. They look fantastic. I know it's always hard for me when I'm listing them on their website. I'm always like, oh, I want to print them all and just do stuff with them all, like, please. And I've got to be like, no, I can't keep using all my resin just for me. Some nice stuff this month. Which one in particular is tempting you there, Shrimp, that you're looking at from their files they've released? Why is it so hard to go in? Okay, so... Come on. In you go, little Kelpie. I've only got like 1 kilo worth of resin left. That's plenty. You got loads. That's loads of resin. What's your plan for when you run out? Is it you trying a new resin, or are you sticking with what you're using at the moment, or is it just kind of waiting until you if you don't need to pick up more? I was gonna say, you seem to go through resin very fast. You must print a lot. I like the Moth Queen if you really want to send you one. I can definitely send you one. Just head to the website, place an order, and it'll be with you as soon as I can. The Moth Queen is beautiful, though. Wow. And I'm not normally the biggest fan of moth miniatures. So I'm like, ooh. Yeah, them is in the bases. Okay, that's all the Kelpies done. You know, Kelpies. Next up is the oval-based hero, which goes on one of these. So we've got 2 heroes left. Gonna stick with Sun New ABS. Gonna try and stay with their solid grey. That's fair. Yeah, it's worth a try. It's fair. This is the Centaur guy. Man, so much to get through on this. So far though, out of all the models GW have sort of, it's only been a literally second week of the month, they've announced or said they're releasing this year what has got everybody the most hyped as it stands at the minute. I mean, needless to say, for me, the Nightbringer is absolutely stunning, and I fully intend to pick up one of those at some point. Don't quite know when, but I'll pick one up at some point. Then there's a lot of love for the Titus models and things. New Skitari? Fair on that. Did you treat yourself to a pre-order at all, Natman? Natman, or are you being good? Right, let's clean this up a little bit. I do like the new Skitari already, actually. They are really nice. My hope for this year, to be fair, if I could do a GW kind of like wish list for the year, I think my biggest thing at the top of the list would be Legions Imperialis Primarchs. Like, do a set like traitors versus sort of style of it. Don't need to be the individual Primarchs released on their own. Just like as a set of here's all the loyalists, here's all the ones who went traitor. I think that would be really cool. That's at the top of my list of like if I could wave a magic wand and have GW produce anything this year, because that would just be so much fun to paint up tiny Primarchs. I think that would be really, really cool. That's fair. I'll wait and get that. It's fair. That's the upside of these products, isn't it? There's no rush. I think I saw the price of the Battle Force, actually, and it's not as expensive as we think it's going to be. So, where is it? I did see the prices. Where's it gone? I don't think it's a full price Battle Force. I mean, it's still 85 quid, which is still a lot of money. But I know it's not like the £100+ Battle Force. I think that's what's going up for pre-order on. That's the price it will go up at from GW. So, separately from most bases, that's what? £8.50, £19 off. So you're looking 75, 66. Sounds a bit more reasonable. If you're, yeah. And that will be released, what, beginning of next month, and the last weekend of January? Go up for, what, pre-order this Saturday. Yeah, we'll release on the 31st. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad, I suppose. Which is like, yeah. Yeah, maybe on payday. Well, that's the thing. There's no rush for it. I can't imagine that box will sell out rapidly fast. As cool as it is, though. Any other bits on there? I think that's all of them. Ooh. This is the bit of always building that always takes me so long, as I'm so trying to be like, alright, I don't want to find any mold lines after I prime the model, or I don't want to find any bits. I mean, it's inevitably that I'll miss something. That's always the way. Doesn't matter how meticulous I am with it, I always miss something. That's why building minis takes me so long, because I'm like, I will check and do things, and file, and do all those gubbins. Tacticus has me hooked again. It's a fun game, Tacticus. It is really cool. I got hooked at Warhammer Fest, playing because they had all the codes to give exclusive like characters you could only get at Warhammer Fest. So I used one of those and was like, well, this is now my new mobile game for a while. But I haven't been on it in a little while though. I kind of was trying to wean myself off certain mobile games because I was like just a little bit addicted. Saying that, I think the only one I play kind of at the moment really is Pokemon Go again. And that's just because I can do it while I'm walking to work, which is quite nice. And that was being in Japan that got me back into that. So, yeah. Because it was obviously like, let's catch all the stuff we can while we're here. My brother isn't into the hobby at all, but he loves Tacticus. It's a good mobile game, to be fair. It's a genuinely good mobile game. And it's cool because you do get like a little bit of information about the like the lore and the factions and things, so that's always quite fun. Right, let's get these all the centaur guy built together. Come on, in you go. There we go. A bit on there just to smooth that out. Underneath on this mold line. It needs a hell of a bit of force to push this together to make sure they don't go all gribbly. Realised actually when I'm leaning my head down, am I not in the camera at all? I just realised. Download my PC, not realising the Wolf Priest is the newest character. Nice. Yeah, still haven't quite figured out with the new room setup where the camera should be. Where I need to be probably is the relation to the camera. Still figuring out. And man, that's struggling to go in. Is that not the right area? Oh, there you go. Nope, I was just badly pushing it into the area it needed to go. And this goes around the back. Get that on there. There he goes. There. Here we go. Slot it in. Wow, this does go together really nicely. It's a really nice sculpt. Now the horse's butt. There we go. In we go on that one. Let's do a little bit of gap filling there with a little bit of glue. Push that together a bit tighter. A bit tight. Oh, just realised I missed a tiny bit of the flash on the bit of his plume of his helmet. Those feathers are going to be interesting to try and figure out how I'm going to paint those. Do 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 do. And should be long enough on there now, I think. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. I hope you're all chilling, relaxing, enjoying a nice chill Wednesday. It's always that week in January, isn't it, where it's kind of like, you know, you kind of come down from the Christmas hype, kind of in that awkward spot now where it's like, oh man, it's so long till payday. Everything's just a bit bleh. But I hope everyone's hanging on in there and you're all keeping on trucking. I'm kind of hoping here. Hope you're all doing good. So remember, January doesn't last forever. It just lasts for 9 months of the year. There we go. Now onto the base. Just push that on there. So I'm not gluing them to the bases as it stands at the minute. I'm just popping them down. Just because then if I need to take them off the bases for painting, I can. But it's always easier to prime on base, I find. It's only because I think I'm clumsy. I should have put this down first. Oops. There we go. Well, hey, Centaur, completed it. Dun 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 dun. Centauri Mini done. So what's next? Still 2 heroes? How is there still so many? How is there still 3 heroes technically? Sheesh. Right, it's Drasha Vaughn now, who's the kind of like owlbear kind of guy. It's a really awkward way this is on there. Okay, luckily it's kind of just snapped. Da, da, da. I have personally taken to pinning all my models for priming. Oh, okay, what, just pinning them to what, a piece of cork or something? Or a bit of cardboard. It is a useful way of doing it. Yeah, I think I just end up always kind of end up just doing it on bases for some reason. Guess his old habits die hard, I guess. That's probably the main bit for it. Okay. Yeah, a bit of cork with a brass rod. Nice. The old classics always work. I said that about brass rods and stuff the other day. When we were moving the room around at Christmas, before I had a bit of an accident, and you know, like the IKEA furniture is most of the time held together with like wooden dowels. For it, I snapped 6 of the wooden dowels as I was moving a Kallax So I was like, great. And I was thinking to myself, right, I've got to go try and find some wooden dowels. I've got to like figure out how I'm going to hold this together. Kind of like, you know, what am I going to put it in with? And then Verity was like, surely you can 3D print yourself some dowels. So I now have a Kallax unit held up by bright, luminous green 3D printed dowels, which is like, woohoo! Which was really useful. I was like, I always forget sometimes. I'm so focused on printing and miniatures and that with the 3D printer, I forget, oh wait, it's a 3D printer, it can do other stuff. So I've now just been on a weird rampage of fixing random bits around the house. So I'm just like, wait a second, I don't need to buy one of those, I can print one of them. Which is quite funny. I use lolly sticks to prime my legions. Ooh, that's a good idea. Because you can pick them up dirt cheap, can't you? If someone like the works or anything. And that does make sense, because they are tiny. Yeah, I still need to finish. I've still got one painted and one unpainted, well, one unfinished mastodon staring at me on the desk. We'll get back to doing that. At one point or another. I'm just too excited for this weekend because we're off to that to the Lorwyn pre-release. I'm like, let's go. My brain's in magic mode at the moment. Just keep thinking of Magic the Gathering. I'm like, let's go. Here's why tonight I was like, just a nice chill building chat and stream. That's what my brain needs. I feel like definitely didn't need anything too high concentration after a busy couple of days at the office. There you go. There we go. And then his head goes on next. He's like, grrr. If he'll go in. There he is. Grrr, he's in. Grrr, grrr. Then the arms. Dim, 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 dim. Has anybody got any fun hobby goals this year? Is anyone out starting a new year, new army? I feel like I'm doing new year, new game system. It's kind of what I did last year, and I did it. I completed my Middle Earth stuff last year. So I feel like this year, it's probably the new game system would be technically Legions because I've not played a game of it, but and Necromunda. So it's kind of what I'm doing this year. Not necessarily a whole new army, but I do need to get back to my Tau, Cornate Tau. In case you haven't noticed, it takes me a while to finish a project. just you know, just putting it out there. I'll start plenty, but finishing them, ooh, we don't do that here. Let's push his ponytail together. Figure out how the best way to put his ponytail together is because he's not quite going together. I need to work on my Nighthorns. Ooh, nice. They are some of the most nice models to paint up. I do love Nighthorns. I think they are like gorgeous. Nighthorns and Eldar, I think, are the ones that I always look at and go, I really want to paint them. I just don't. For some reason, I just forget to buy them. New army and new game system. Horus Heresy, Trade to Mechanicum. Ooh, yeah. Is this for just kit bashing, or are you hoping to get a game in? Because I know you like your narrative gameplay, and that feels like a good narrative game. I will actually start my Space Wars this year, but maybe I'll have less money to buy new models and procrastinate on. That's fair. That is fair. You can just chill and be like, right. When you're doing those nighttime feeds and things like that, you can just be like, okay. Baby in one arm, painting another. Yeah, maybe I've not ever played Horus Heresy, so I may give it a go. I've never played it myself. Actually, that's not true. I've had 2 games of Horus Heresy, but technically the older edition. So I haven't played the new one. But yeah, it'd be good to... Elbow Man. Yeah, it'd be good to play... I think this year it's just generally just play games. Night Haunts are my favourite AOS faction, but it's where is my big ghost dragon? One day you'll get a big ghost dragon. I can sense it. I don't know when, but one day it will turn up. I suppose your new system this year is you've been playing Trench Crusade, haven't you, Super Weasel? How are you finding it so far? Dep. Pinch. I might as well snip off the other guy while I'm here, the little familiar. I've had one game. Hey, that's still one game. We're only 14 days into January, so you definitely only had one game. But it's still good, though. It's one more game than I've played of anything this year. Was the one game enough to make you like, ooh, I could see myself playing this? Or was it more of a, it's fine. It's alright. It's another tabletop game. Like, not in a bad way, just more of a, I'll play it when the occasion arises. Or is it kind of to get you like, ooh, I want to play? Yeah, I'm a big fan of all the data slate updates and points adjustments that we don't get for Horus Heresy. Yeah, basically Horus Heresy always tends to be like, you get some updates once or twice a year, and that's kind of enough. That's kind of it. It's not regularly updated, like super huge. That's kind of all it really needs, a little bit of balancing here and there. Obviously, any sort of live game service is always that way, but I feel, yeah, it gets a lot less updates than other game formats. I suppose it's probably easier to balance because everything's kind of the same. You know, they're all, in theory, they're all Space Marine legions, the main two forces. They only then really have to balance in Solar Auxilia, and then any of the splinter factions, and then the Space Marines within themselves. So I think it's probably a little bit easier. I know that there was a thing a few years ago where they were saying dreadnoughts were just ridiculously powerful, so they toned those down a little bit. But I'm like, sure, they should be. Dreadnoughts should be like super powerful. Yeah, basically, yeah, that's kind of it. That's fair. Ooh, I think they're making a shift, aren't they? The guys who made Trench Crusade, they're making a bit of a shift into more hard plastic, less STL files to print at home, I think. I think stuff will still be miniatures agnostic, but I think there'll be less stuff to kind of crack on with at home. As in, to crack on with, to, you know, like at the minute you can buy STL files for most of the stuff. I'm not sure if they're still continuing to release those at the rate they were. Find a 28mm base. Okay. That's 25. Oh, there's one, I think. Is there about 32? No, 28. Nice! Oh, actually, I don't know. Actually, that might be a 32. No, it's a 28 because that's 32. Yeah, cool. Ooh. Yeah, also the purpose of the game is to reenact the heresy. Competitiveness was not the game, but yeah, I think that's definitely it. There's a lot of people who, they do run like that kind of like focused sort of like competitive-esque style events and tournaments. And I think the game can work that way, but you kind of have to understand that you're always going to be a little bit at a disadvantage too. Like, you know, because it's a narrative game, it's built with a narrative rule set in mind. Like, it doesn't mean you can't play competitive games, but it just means that it's not designed that way, is it really? Whoa. This is a really cool wizard. I'm quite hyped to paint up. It's quite nice that all of these are like 4 parts, maybe. There he is. One Jacobus Vine. And a Leaf Wizard Man. Oh, damn, I just put him in the wrong base. I put him on the 25, not the other one. Oh, no. You think that? I was like, why me? That seems small for his base. I went, oh, there it is. That's why. And now the familiar Whisper. Actually, it's slightly damaged. There's a bit of a break in a sprue with the sprue. There's not supposed to be a break. Nothing a little bit of glue won't fix that. That'll be fine. Get that on there. Okay. It's really cool. I'm excited. There's a lot of fun stuff. I think we're going to be able to get some cool stuff painted on these guys. Do some really nice colours. It's kind of a hard one though, because my brain's like, these are characters, so surely I should paint them the characters that they are, right? Paint them as they are in the books and the stories. But then my other part of me is like, no, do your own thing. Ooh. Ooh. Also a supernatural update. Dean's replaced the N in his name with a D. Season 3? Season finale of Season 3, is that? Wait, hold on. Let me get this right in my head. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, I've now watched the infamous time loop episode. Ah, yes. Because it's the heat of the moment. The mid-season break of Season 3. That's what I was thinking. Not the end of Season 3. My brain was like, wait a second. Yeah, I think that was the mid-season episode. Because it's the heat of the moment. I'm meeting one of probably the coolest villains. Villains hero guy is so good. The trickster is so fun. Oh, one of the best episodes in all. It is, to be fair, it is one of the highest rated episodes in all of Supernatural. I think on the IMDb episode scoring, it is genuinely like ridiculously high. Let me find it. Where's the chart? The episodes are Season 3, episode... Because Season 3 was a shorter than normal season. Because it was around the time of the writer's strikes. It was the mid-season break. Was intended to be the mid-season break. 9.5 out of 10. It is one of the highest rated episodes. The only one that beats it is... Oh, I think that is the second highest episode. There's only one episode that beats it. Oh, no, hold on. There is another episode. There's an episode... Oh, in Season 5. In Season 5, yeah. I know which episode that is. I won't say anything. That is the... there's one in Season 13. And one in Season 5. Yeah, so it is in the top 5 highest rated episodes. Yes, it wasn't the first time they met Gabriel. No. It was a great return of him, though. Which was really good. Because they thought, obviously, he was here. They thought they took care of him in Season 2. He was like, actually, Bucko, you didn't. Richard Spate Jr., fantastic actor. Really does some really cool stuff. Trickster is very cool. So, is this your first time watching it through? I just watched the cartoon physics episode. That's a good episode. That's a good episode. Yeah, so is this your first time watching it through, or... I can't remember what you said if it was. I mean, I'm assuming not, based on what you just put in the chat. It is your first watch. Okay. So, have you seen spoilers online, then? I feel like my brain's confused. Damn. Luna, welcome on in. How are you doing? I'm getting into the back end of 8. Ooh, fair. 8 is post-Leviathans, isn't it? The tablets. Yes. And return of one of your... It's big P, isn't it? Big P, and with Benny. And also, I know that the actress who was in Stargate, whose name I can't remember, who then went on to actually direct a couple of episodes, which is really cool. Hey, how we are with though, Luna? I hope you're well. It is indeed. I'm building all the Darkwater set at the moment. I thought it's been sat under my desk, and I went, you know what? I keep using the box to rest my feet on as a footstand. And I was like, it's time I build the models. Sort out some sort of insert so all the models can fit in the box really nicely, and then put it on my board game shelf. Maybe play a game of it. How are you there doing, Luna? I hope you're doing well. And to me, I was just up for just a chill build and chat stream, really. I was just like, whew. So we built all the heroes. I'm now working on Gelgust Pust. What are you getting up to this evening? I hope you're doing well. Ow. I'm assuming you're talking about Michael Shanks, but I don't know. No. Season 8 is, what's her name? Can't remember the actress's name. Do a quick search of it, because it is... It'll let me. The downside of a show that ran for 15 years is there is 2,518 people credited in this show. Amanda Tapping. That's it. Amanda Tapping. Yeah, she starred in season 8. and then directed a few episodes in later seasons. Directed and produced them of the show, which is really cool. I'm finally building my Sigmarite Chapel. Finished building it. Now building the Black Dark Owl Dragon. Hells to the yes. Ooh, that's going to be cool, that Sigmarite Chapel. Yeah. I always really enjoy building terrain, though. I always find that it's very... There's something about terrain that's a little bit more genuinely just satisfying than building models. No, building models isn't satisfying, but I feel like when you build a big piece of terrain, you're like, oh, it's a good time. I should go back and watch SG1. I should watch it for the first time. Ready to see the drama to that reaction in chat now. What? Yeah, I've heard it's a very good show. I think it was just one of those ones where it was like, because it was it on, what channel was it on? I remember wasn't it on Sky or something? And I remember it was on a service I couldn't watch it on. I can't remember why. I remember it being on something. I finished painting the chapel as well now. Hell yes! Have you got any pics? I mean, you don't have to. It'd be cool to see them in the Discord. No pressure though. Never force anybody to share pictures, you know that. Except for right now. Do it. Okay. And so should I, but I think frogs would rather be a single father than let me do it. Than watching SG1? What's wrong with SG1? Why not watch one of the greatest spacefaring sci-fi shows, Star Trek Voyager? Oh yes. Hey, Chapel War. Chapel War is behind me on the shelf. Chapel War is behind me. Where's my? Holding this in place together. Whoa! What is that? Black dog painting. I'm boogieing. I'm boogieing. Welcome. How are you doing? How are we? Welcome on in, Black Dog. Welcome on in. Thank you for the raid. How are we? Let me just do a shout out in here. And there we go. Welcome. How are you doing? I'll drop you a follow there. What were you getting up to today? And how was your stream? And thank you so much for coming on in. How are we? And there we are for you. You obviously do miniatures and models. What were you working on? Let me know. And if you haven't been here before, hello and welcome to your community. Howdy. My name is Lewis. This is Hobby Time of Heelys. We're a miniature painting channel all about staying safe, staying positive, and being ambassadors for our hobby. We paint a bit and build a bit of everything and anything. And right now I'm currently working on the Warhammer Quest Darkwater box. Finally building it up is what I'm kind of doing on this one. So that's what I'm getting up to today. But how are you? I hope you are doing well. I hope you're having a good day. I've just realised that my painting camera has actually frozen. So I'm just going to quickly reset it. I realised I was like, wait a second. It looks like I've not been doing anything. I definitely have been. But welcome to you all. I hope you are doing well. And what were you getting up to? There we go. If I switch myself back over here. Normally this pile of sprues would be my cat, but he's currently outside. He's going to say outside as in outside the room for it. Let me switch back over here. Oh, there we go. That's better. I was thinking, I just looked up on my screen and went, wait a minute, I've built him. Why is he still in two parts? Where are we at? I was working on a one-page rules model. It's a little Sauron on a dino. Ooh, that sounds really cool. And I finished my Black Coast earlier today. Nice. I realised I didn't have anything else ready to go, so, I mean, that's fair. Well, if there's anything that you would like to share, we don't force anyone to share minis, but if you'd like, we have a Discord. Feel free to pop some stuff in there as you raid it in. I'd love to have a look at what you're working on. But absolutely no pressure. Also, as well, as you just got off stream, please remember to go grab yourself some water, do a little bit of self-care, post your content, everything you need to do on that side of it. So it's always that friendly reminder to do that, because I'm terrible at forgetting to do that. But otherwise, I hope you're good. It sounds really nice. We've been working on, I'll show you a little bit of stuff that we've got up to recently for it. We've got, where are we at? So we're working on Darkwater and building this. My main focus at the minute has been doing work for, I've been doing work on Legions Imperialis. So I've done some Mastodons. This is the kind of like the end result. This guy just needs to get the rest of it done to him. So we've done little Mastodons for Legions Imperialis, doing some Salamanders, which has been really fun. So I've been getting through and slowly working through those. It's very small, much small. Gringle bingle, can I have a Pringle? What flavour Pringles though? That's the thing. Like, what are the best Pringles? I need to give you the best of the best of the best Pringles. Where are we at? We've got where are we at? We've done. I like to paint things unconventionally here, so we've got some white and blue Necrons is my 40k army. If you're a fan of Warhammer, so we've got some. A lot of what I paint is Warhammer. It's how I got into miniature painting, like a lot of us do. But I have a load of other stuff as well. We even have our own 3D printing web store online, which is really good fun. Oh, I have to show Jar Jar. Hold on. But which Jar Jar? Should I do it in order? Hold on. Let me grab them. Where are they all? I'm trying to find them. Where did I put the jars? The Jar Jars. Hold on. Bear with me. The Balrog. The Jalrog is over there being repositioned because he broke. So I'll see if he's dry. I'll grab him. Hold on. I'm getting them all. So many Jar Jars. Hold on. One second. There he is. Right, so we have our first ever itchy. Love Imperialis did 2 Warhound Titans a few weeks ago. It was fun. Very pretty Necron. Love the scheme. I'm gonna walk the dog and get ready for bed. No worries. Absolutely no stress. Thank you so much for coming on in. We were just showing this is Char Char Binks, if you want to see something completely heinous. And Marquise is redeeming dad jokes at the same time. Dad jokes and Jar Jar. I'm punishing chat tonight. That's what it is. So this is Char Char Binks, who was my most my first ever 3D print, and it horrifically failed. His foot failed, the bottom of that failed, he's got all of these over here. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to learn from this mistake, and I painted him up, and he sits very nicely on the shelf of minis behind me. So that's Char Char Binks. But I wasn't happy with just one Jar Jar, and I thought, you know what would be good? I should have some Jar Jars of the 41st millennium. And who's more iconic in the 41st millennium than Rabute Gunganman? Oh yes. Misa, Lord Regent of the Imperium. Misa gonna smash and bonker all the heretics, Okie Day. That's what we got right here. Rabute Gunganman. Dun. I just realised there's a black mark on his sword. Oh no! I need to repaint it up. There's a bit of the paint peeled off. Obviously, I must have knocked him when I moved him. So there we go. So Rabute Gunganman was next. Then after that, I just went, you know what? Let's go back to his roots on this one. So we have the classic Darth Jar Jar right here. Just the classic Darth Jar Jar. His hand did break, so he's missing a hand. I've never sorted his hand after it broke. So yeah, we have the classic Darth Jar Jar right here, which we love it. Got to run the classic evil Jar Jar. Then it was like, right, okay, you know, we've done Primarch, we've done the first, we did Gulliman. I was like, I want to Jar Jar up another Primarch, but let's not do a 40k one. Let's do Horus Heresy. This is Ferrus Jarus right here. And this kind of came about because people joked that I should have magnetized his head for lore accuracy. So I did. And then I just happened to have a spare Jar Jar head. So if I take that off, he does have a normal head right here. So there we go. He does have a normal head. So there we go. So here's a normal head, but just in case you ever need to, like, one of these days I'm just gonna put him on the tabletop, and to see if anyone notices. Like, hey, how we doing? So that was Ferris Jarrus. And then I was like, I've got to do more games, right? I've got to do this. What about Age of Sigmar? So iconic in Age of Sigmar, of who to do. And it was Jardus Gungan Soul, right here, doing a classic superhero landing of the Hallowed Knights. And probably, ironically, one of the best damn swords I've ever painted. And it's on this model. It really makes me laugh. Shocking to think that Ferris Jarrus was pre-Shrimp. Yeah, Ferris Jarrus was a couple of years back now. I've averaged 2 Jar Jars a year since we've been streaming. That's what we've done. And then after we did so what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I know I haven't done 7 Jar Jars a year actually. I'm missing some Jar Jars. The other Jar Jar we have is we did a speed paint, the Jarlamander. So we did the Jarlamander speed paint. This was a 60-minute speed paint of a salamander, and I just happened to have a spare Jar Jar head. So 2 Jar Jars a year. So this was fun. It was like 60 minutes. How much can I paint of a salamander? He's been aptly named Jar Jar Winks because he is the one cybernetic eye. And then, of course, there is our current abomination that we're working on. I do need to go back to. He's had a couple of accidents because I keep breaking him. So yeah, oh no, right, that's it, right? That's it. It came out as a really good speed paint for salamanders, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to do this again. So I was like, oh. I just like that you have spare Jar Jar heads. I do have a bag of Jar Jar heads. I think it's over here somewhere. Where's my bag of Jar Jar heads? I literally just have a little baggie, like almost like a drug dealer of just Jar Jar Binks heads. This is why I shouldn't be allowed to have 3D printers, right? But it's great for everyone to do something. And then, of course, our current one is Middle Earth. And what's the most iconic thing from Middle Earth? That would be really great as Jar Jar. The Jalrog. Right here. This is the work in progress. So we currently have the Jalrog on here. I had to completely and utterly build a neck and tongue with. That tongue is entirely built out of shaved down sprue, which was really fun. So there you go. I need to finish him, actually. I really need to. I kind of got halfway through doing the lava effects on one side, and then my brain checked out. I was like, I'm done for a while. So I need to go back to it. And the best part about it is, all of these Jar Jars are completely playable on the tabletop. I haven't changed the models in any way. So I've got to think, what's next? What's next on this one? What's the next Jar Jar model? We've done 40k, Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy, the World of Pokemon. I mean, to be fair, actually, I know what the next Jar Jar model is. I know what it is because it was a gift. Somebody was like, I really want you to do this as a Jar Jar model, and they gifted me the sculpt, and it is. There he is. He's down here. Where is he? Let me grab him. Nope. There he is. So this was a gift from a community member who was like, I know what I want you to do. And it was another Primarch. So we're going to have the Jar Jar L. Johnson at some point. I need to finish the Jalrog, and then we'll do the Jar Jar L. Johnson next. And then Old World. Old World's a good shout. All right. Hear me out with Old World. Right? Just a little bit. Right, just hear me out. Let me get the. I've got 2 options for the Old World ones, and I'll get your opinions. Okay, so for Old World, I'm thinking Okay, I'm thinking to start with, what about just a giant Cathayan Sentinel? And he's done in all the terracotta vibes, but it's just Jar Jar's giant head. And maybe use Jar Jar's ears and like a man bun, so it looks like he's got the same kind of top. So I was like, that's it, yeah, one of the big statues. Like, this has got to be it, right? Or, and again, hear me out. What do we go a little bit more different on this one? And what about the Sky Lantern? But the ears are the bits on the side, and the carriage is just a giant Jar Jar head. Like the little, like just a giant one. Oh, not the dragon! Do it! Oh, yeah. Oh, it'd be really cool. I'll figure something out. Oh, but yes. But anyway, I know you need to go and walk your dog. Yes, a bit dog to get out of the rain. That's fair. Thank you so much for raiding on here, Black Dog. It's brilliant. Thank you so much. And folks, if you didn't do so, please go and drop a follow and check them out the next time they go live and say hello. And thank you so much for sharing your community here. It's amazing. Oh. Now I'm going to move all these Jar Jar's models back now so I don't knock them all over. I mean, Imperialis Jar Jar would be a good shout. I did print off a load of really, the tiniest I could print the heads, with them still being kind of like handleable. And sadly, I didn't quite, they were still too big to go on a Jar Jar model. To go on like a trooper. But I might be able to do a Jar Jar Dreadnought. Ooh, Squigs is a good shout. Squigs. I'm surprised we haven't done orcs yet. Let's have a look at it. Let's look at the old world, shall we? So yeah, I'm surprised I've not done orcs or anything. Old world wise. I do like the idea of doing Tomb Kings. Because it's like a bone-esque style. Like this could be a kind of fun Jar Jar. Sort out the bonehead. Mechanicum jars. Mechanicum could be cool. Belisarius jar. Jarlisarius call. However you want to do it. Oh, please do R2-D2 and C-3PO. Ooh, what for the Watchers of the Dark? Oh, that could be interesting. Well, on Lionel Johnson. That's an interesting thought. Okay. The Titan. A lot of people are asking me to do a Titan. I feel like I could do an Imperialis Titan. I wouldn't be able to do a full-size one. I don't know. I don't know how I'd do it. Just magnetize the head for a giant Gungan, I suppose. What else have we got for Tomb Kings, Goblin Tribes? What else? Have they got anything big and scary? Just one of the old dragons? That could be kind of fun. The eagle, but make the eagle Jar Jar. The Watchers of the Dark could be Jaras. Yes. What else we got? Oh, Beastmen. Actually, Beastmen could be good because they've got the big Cygors. Big Cygor could be... Oh, hold on. What about the Jabba Scythe? That's Forge World, though. It's Forge World resin. The Forge World resin does make it difficult to Jar Jar up because I have to hack and chop bits off. Ooh, an undead Jar Jar. Just make like a bone. See if I can get like a skeleton Jar Jar head. Ooh, that could be cool. So like back to the Tomb Kings? And I mean the Necro Sphinx could be kind of fun. We got Necro Colossus. The Ushbati, they're really cool. Is it it makes it wild to me that these Ushbati are more expensive than a Necro Sphinx? That really blows my mind. He said orcs. What about the Mork Crusher for Iron Jaws? Just head swap and no orc rider. Could do that. Could be good. There's no orcs in Old World, isn't it? That's back to Heresy, isn't it? There's no orcs in here yet, except for legend stuff. Not yet, anyway. Orc and Goblin. Oh, no, orcs. Yeah, orcs and Goblin tribes. They are there. Sorry, they are there. I was thinking, wait, were they there? They are there. Giants. The Troll Hag. Troll Hag. What did the frogs? I'll do the arcane frogs. Yeah, I feel I've got to venture into Old World at some point. It'll be the first time in a long time I've done an Old World model. It'll be like, whoa. That would be good though. There you go. That's the chaos you can expect here. It's all chaotic. You want to see some Jar Jars? This is the place to be. Right, where's the Mr. Happy Man? There he is. The guy with the creepiest smile out of all of the sculpts. Gelgus Pust. Ugh. He's just so creepily happy. Makes me uncomfortable. He's just got he's got too many teeth in his mouth. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Nurgle's meant to be like, ugh. But it's another level of like, there's a lot of teeth. I worked on a lot of bolt action minis today. Ooh, which faction for bolt action are you working on? And what Blood Bowl team would be of Jars? Ooh, Blood Bowl team of Jars. I feel like I'd want to do something really like. I feel like I'm torn between. I either want it to be kind of like you double take. So you're like, wait, is that a Jar Jar head? Or something which is just really hilariously Jar Jar? Because I have the Undead Necromunda team already as my team. But I don't have... For some reason my brain went to like Chaos Dwarves. Could be kind of funny. But I don't know if they're how I'd get the Jar Jar heads on there because of how the kits go together. Corn maybe? Like just the idea of like really, really angrily kind of bloodthirsty Gungans. Amazonians. Gnome Jar Jars. Do the gnome team. That could be quite funny. I mean, the new Toon King kit could be kind of nice. Alright, could be a good one. Boss Nass Slan Mage Priest. Ooh, that could be a good one. Just start making more Jar Jars and more Gungans. I do like my genre mashups. I'm just like, what more could we do here? Ooh. And Blades of Jar Jars. I feel like that would be quite funny. Just like really sort of the idea of really bloodthirsty Jar Jar Binkses. Or what can I do to make people the most mad? No, the one that I like the idea of going like, right, what's gonna really wind up people? To be like, ah! That's always a fun thought process sometimes. There we go. Right, Gelgus Pust. He literally was 4 pieces, 5 pieces. Oh no, there's an extra bit that goes on the base. It stands a bit more towards the back, I think. Yes, there goes behind him. Gelgus Pust, and then he has a weird skull just that sits in the slot behind him. Cyberjar, Cyberpunk. See, Cyberpunk would be good. That would be really fun. I'm doing a British 8th Army with a possible expansion to Italy for late war goodies. Ooh. It's been a game that is quite popular in my area, but is not one I've ever ventured into. I've seen a few people play it, and they always look like they're having a blast. But I always feel like it looks kind of cool. Ugh, look at this guy. Right, he has way too many teeth. What's the line from Family Guy when it was Stewie? It's not a good tooth-to-gum ratio. Right, that's Gelgus. Then it's the Cankerborn next. These are stunning. I love these models. I cannot wait to paint these. I've got no idea what I'm going to do, but I just know it's going to be really awesome. And they come in like 3 parts each, which is quite nice and easy. So 7, 8. I do love painting up Nurgle models though, so I feel like we can have a lot of fun with this guy. 8, and then his face, which is 9. 9. Yeet. He reminds me of the bug alien from the Edgar suit from Men in Black. Like, he pulls the skin up. Is that better? Yes! No, I can get that. Ooh, that's just like there. Yeah, no, I can definitely get that. Is that better? And the rest of the bits will go together. No, man. I have to admit, these are probably the best push-fit miniatures I think I've ever put together. Normally push-fit gets a bit of a bad rap, and I'm pretty guilty of that, of like just not really rating push-fit, but these are going together fantastically. Like, super easy, nothing too difficult. A little bit of gappage, but nothing that can't be solved with just an extra dollop of glue, which I think is good. And right, let's get these neatened up. Yeah, woohoo! My print is 8% done. But I also have Germans. I bought into 2 factions at once so I could get a friend into it. You know, I've done that a few times as well with buying into games. Like, oh, I might as well get the start set, right? I'll have two versions of it. I've got so many games kind of like fully painted in their like starter box, just kind of ready to be like, right, anyone want to play? Which is always pretty useful to have. I kind of treat them more like board games in that respect, like if I ever need them. And let's get those on here. Let's double check for any other bits. Luckily with Nurgle it doesn't matter too much. It's more just for structurally will it glue together. This axe though has to be just so one of my favourite axes. It looks fantastic. There's an axe though on one of the other guys that I do think does beat this, where the axe itself has got no rust or like corruption on it. It's just got like a patch of Nurgle magic, but the axe looks like super sharp. So I'm looking forward to working on that one. I think that's on one of the bigger guys, the guy with the giant arm, I think. I went to cancel my God of War game the other day and found out I couldn't. Awkward. Oh no, what, they already taken the pledge? The pledge manager closed. Surely you can still cancel, right? Surely you can still cancel and get a refund. There's not like a process to write to them? Why did they say you couldn't? That feels odd. That feels like not like great practices. Even if it was like a GameFound or a Kickstarter, you should still be able to put in a cancellation request. Oh, you got Cyberpunk turning up soon though, haven't you? You've had your Witcher stuff, but you've still got Cyberpunk. I do love the Cankerborn. They're such nice models. When they did the reveal for Darkwater, these were the ones that absolutely... I mean, the whole box blew me away, but this is fantastic. I do like these guys. Actually, that did just make me remind me, though. I want to look at how does he stack up next to the dedicated Demon Prince of Nurgle. You know, the old Finecastle one, the Gelgus Pust. My brain just thought then. Let me grab him. Where's my Demon Prince? Oh, he's on a much smaller base. The Demon Prince of Nurgle is on a larger base. There's an 80 mil base, that is. So it's a much bigger base versus Gelgus. And he is a lot smaller and he's a lot less bulky. It's not super smaller, but enough to kind of be like, you'd have to bulk him up a bit and put him on a rock or something, like a tactical rock, if you wanted to run it as a thingy base. As a Demon Prince of Nurgle, I think. But not impossible. Pledge Manager is done and I paid with stretch pay. We can't refund stretch pays. No, that's fair. Yeah. I suppose, yeah, because there's the approved credit, isn't it? They've kind of had the payment and you're if you refund it, the money wouldn't even go to you technically, would it? Because you paid stretch pay have paid them. Yeah, it does make things awkward. Yeah, it happens a lot with like people when they pay with like Klarna or Clearplay, sort of like paying 3 and stuff. I've had a few friends go through that where they've ordered something, realised they'd stretched themselves a bit thin but couldn't cancel it because they'd already kind of, the order had been processed on something like Klarna. I got a refund for the stretch pay with GameFound, I'm sure. Oh, okay, so you think you might have one then? Do you think they were just being a bit difficult? Yeah, maybe do a bit of research on that. If you've had one though before, Luna, sounds like there could be an option there. The only thing you want to make sure you're not on the hook for is with the stretch pay. If they refund it, do you then owe them money? Because of like they were expecting interest payments or something. Yeah, don't get yourself into trouble that way around. Make sure I email them. I do want the game, but Simon isn't doing any many updates, so I'm unsure. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, there's a bit of an awkward thing at the minute, isn't it, with Simon Games? They're not quite. Everyone's a bit unsure what's going on with them at the moment. Yeah. Hopefully you end up in a better position than I was with the Darkest Dungeon stuff. That was Mythic Games, and that was just an absolute nightmare. I feel like Simon will be, after what happened with the Darkest Dungeon stuff, I reckon there'll be a little bit more on it about monitoring what's going on. I recently bought a Waffen SS infantry box for Anna Churchill. They're both assembled and waiting to paint. Nice. That's going to be cool. Are you doing a particular style, like a particular like regimental armor, or are you just kind of experimenting and doing your own thing? I mean, I'm acting like I know a lot about that time period. I really don't. So I feel I might not be much. I'll be like, I'll probably do a lot of smiling and nodding. Like, I think I know what that is, maybe. What's the sign from? What's the thing from? What's it called? Where's my brain falling apart? From Madagascar. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. The penguins. And that goes into this guy. Well, the rock is at the top. Okay, it goes in there. One Cankerborn. And the side guy goes on down here. This music is so relaxing. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep. Just kind of chilling, chatting, painting some minis, and this music's just like, whoa! There we go. Okay, catch up. I didn't get the full amount because a small amount, 5 or 10%, does go towards Game Fund itself or something like that. Oh, that's I suppose worth thinking about. Mostly desert camo for the tanks, but I do various camos for the smocks. Nice. I do like desert camo. It's always I did that on my my Blood Angel Scout camo cloaks. I went for desert camo because I was like, I just wanted to do something a little different. And it always looks nice, I think, when you see it. Anyone else think that his back looks like a head of cauliflower? Giant axe. And my axe. Put his face on here. Put his face on. Do 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 do. And just put this in here. Squidge, squidge. Ah. Ooh, the arm moved. When you think the glue's dried, you start moving it and you're like, no! Oh, these are stunning sculpts, these Cankerborn. You think, like, it's stunning for something so disgusting looking. I'm like, yeah, but it looks amazing. So it's like, yes. Where are we at? If there are no God of War updates by the time the baby's born, I'll strongly worded email. That seems fair. Yeah, I feel like they were kind of hoping someone was going to kind of buy them out, weren't they, and take on the projects. But I think, like, it's kind of a tricky one. There was so much money invested in them. I should have put this in first. It's just cat hair everywhere. Should put this skull in first. And dark, there we go. Yeah, I'm keen to play some bolt action. That it's good. It looks like a fun game. I like the whole logic of, like, there's the amount of dice in the bag, and that's how many kind of like the shots and stuff that are left. People can do like the volleys for. I like that kind of mechanic. It's very unique. It's not something I've seen in another game system outside of that. So, right, let's finish off this sprue. So we have now the Cyst Witch. She's on here, and then there's a Pesticle guy. Cyst Witchy. Search a nice model. I'm so intrigued to know what Natman's going to do with the one that he's acquired for kit bashing. I'm like, where do you get what crazy concoctions are you gonna put up for us? I'm like, It was only like £300 compared to Witch from Cyberpunk. It's cheap. It's true. There was a lot on Cyberpunk and things. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Did you get everything on the Cyberpunk one? I know I did for the Darkest Dungeon one. I did the whole thing for the big Ancestral Pledge, but I sadly lost out on half of it. I only got half of it delivered, which was a real shame. What's this? So, make sure I get the ordering right on this. So, and then that bit, and the staff. Ooh, that bend it. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Dun, 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 dun. Stuff. And then the end of the tail. Stay. I remember. Yes, yeah, I remember he was saying about it was going to be a funky tech marine. I'm just more intrigued to see what the actual sculpt's going to be. I'm like, what are you going to do with this? How do you turn something this gross into a tech marine? I'm so intrigued. It's going to be really nice. Or not nice, and that's the whole point. It's going to be like, So yeah, we're talking a lot about other board games and tabletop games created from video games in various universes. Obviously, this year I believe we should be getting the StarCraft tabletop game. I don't know if anybody's excited about that at all, or is there any other video game or sort of like fantasy universes you guys would love to see a tabletop game for? You guys always know mine. It's always going to be Mass Effect. I've got a board game. I think that's probably the closest I'll get, but I'd love to see a Mass Effect tabletop game where you run full armies, but I alas don't think that's going to happen. But we do have some cool Mass Effect miniatures from the Modifius board game, which is fun. And you know what? That'll sort me out for now. Beauty! Showing off the new emotes as well. I love it. How are you doing? I hope you are well. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you had safe travels. Sounds like it was a bit of a nightmare journey, especially the second leg of it, but I hope you're doing okay. New emotes. Oh, Gears of War would be cool. I think there was a Gears of War board game which had some miniatures, but I don't know if there was ever a full-blown tabletop game. No, I saw actually Gears of War Reloaded, like the physical edition on PS5, was like £14 at Argos when I looked the other week, and I was like, that's really tempting. That's really tempting to get. Quick pop in, because I'm going to go have a bath. No worries, Verity. Thank you so much for popping on in. Yeah. I hope you're doing okay, and hope family's all good. Really want to dive into the files for Steambot Chronicles and turn the mechs into STLs. Ooh. Ow. Ow. Step, step. Mech-based ones are always cool. I feel like Titanfall would have been kind of cool. There was a Helldivers board game a while ago, wasn't there? I saw that. Was there... But I feel like, The Halo one kind of intrigues me. The only thing that throws me about the Halo one is it's the very... I'm not the biggest fan of some of the monopose figures. Like, I don't mind monopose figures in general, but I'm kind of more like... I kind of was picking up and using the plastic that Mantic was using for it, and my brain was just like, this just didn't feel quite right. And that's just personal preference. But the main game system, actually, there's another one I'm really tempted by outside of GW. There's one I've looked into quite a bit, and I've got a few STL files for them, and I kind of want to see what their plastic's like. Is Malediction. It's kind of like that mix between trading card game and tabletop war game, which looks really cool, and I really enjoyed chatting to them at Games Expo last year. It looks really, really nice. Oh, there is a Titanfall-esque war game. Ooh, okay. E-Day, that's true. E-Day is out this year. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yeah, I forgot E-Day was out this year. It's going to be good times. It's been so long since I did try to play a Gears game a little while ago, and I went, nope, haven't got this. Need to stop trying to play it on the hardest difficulties if I still can. I'm like, no. So one I definitely do want to revisit at some point. Like I said, at the minute I'm just doing a big Mass Effect playthrough, and I'm on the third one and getting through. And then the only one I never actually played is I never played Andromeda, which apparently was rubbish on release, but is a lot better now. It's had like lots of patch updates, kind of not quite like the Cyberpunk level of glow up, but apparently really good. So I think I might have to give that a whirl at some point. Apparently it had a really good combat mechanics and stuff. It's called Arsenal. I think all of its STLs. Ooh, that's not too bad. Perk of having a plethora of 3D printers to my right. Perk of owning a 3D printing website. ! Shop in chat. See the awesome stuff we have from artists. Is that I can print stuff, which is really, really nice. But I love the building of models so much. I don't think I could ever go fully 3D printed. I really adore this building element of it. Do. She's a massive model, this one. Alright, let's get these slotted in. Push together. Come on. Oop. I missed another one. No, it's just the one. I was like trying to push it in, like, come on. There we go. We'll slot it in. Oh, she's so gross looking already. Ugh. And I've been enjoying building models after only 3D printing for a while. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, I enjoy... It takes me a little while. I'm not the fastest builder. But I do really enjoy the building part of it. It's always just quite nice. It's just like, yeah. And I find it just like nice, chill, therapeutic, just like, yeah, it's a good time. Right. So her head is on the staff. That's kind of cool. It's quite a clever way to design it. In terms of keep the push fit simple. Okay. Ooh, she's grim looking. I love it. It's exactly what Nurgle needs to be. Nurgle's not here to be pretty. Yeah, probably some of my favourite painted models I see from like Golden Demon and you know, Salute and all the awesome events is always the Nurgle ones. I'm like, they always look amazing. I feel like people can do such good stuff with the Nurgle minis because they're so detailed. It's been very difficult. I've got 32 Chaos Warriors to do the mold lines and have made me procrastinate. Oh no. Yeah, I can feel that. Like, that's one of those just like, right, get a good playlist on, a cup of coffee, and, you know, and be like, right, I will get it done. Dum, 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 dum. That's what that is. I've had that plenty of times before, you know, when you just sort of like, I've just got to try and smash through this. No, that's not right. Put on the wrong part of the mini of the base. Come on. Yeet. There it is. Put on the wrong bit. Boom. Cyst Witch. She's so creepy. There's a little bit of gappage there, actually. Didn't realise. Small amount of gappage. Push that down. Should be okay. Worst case scenario, a little bit of goo. We'll fill that. I need another tool or something. My knife is too big. The ones across the fur. Oh no. Yeah. Trying to think what's a good thing to use to get rid of the mold lines off. Oh, across fur as well. You got a decent pair of sharp tweezers. Sometimes can be quite useful, or I mean, there's a mold line remover, but I feel like knives aren't too bad in terms of like to get them. I'm trying to think what might be a good thing to use. And then we've got. I think we've almost built all the big Gribblies except for we've got Mulgoth the Cleaver, and then it's all the Shaman Foulhoof and the Blight Templars, which is called Mulgoth's on this sprue. On here, But I think I might skip ahead. And if I finish this guy, I'll finish this whole sprue then. I can put the sprue in the recycling tomorrow at GW. Otherwise, I got to build a lot of stuff before I get rid of this guy. This is one of the Pestigore Shaman, this one is. Which is nice that Pestigores are back. I'm still intrigued by the fact that we had that one time there was Beastmen in 40k recently, where they were a kill team kit, and then they were never appeared again. I'm kind of like, what? It's like, are you going to bring out a Chaos Beasts army? Or whatever? And my brain was like, wait a second. Well, it'd be cool to know if they're going to do anything with them in the future. I feel like I'm not sure. Yeah, the Felgor Ravagers. That was it, yeah. Sharp tweezers? I don't think so. Tell you what would be a good thing if you haven't got those. I don't know what else I'd use, especially across the fur. Yeah, without a mold line removal or the edge of a sharp knife. Oh, wait, hold on. This might sound a bit odd. If it's across the furs and it's very thin mold lines, try, again, this is a bit of a wild one, try a dry scouring pad. Because it will, like, very light, this kind of like sort of back and forth. If it's thin enough mold lines, they will come off, and the scouring pad will add it'll be rough enough to remove it, and if you don't push too hard, even if you do, it will add like texture to the fur, if that makes sense. But try like that might work, just like a little gentle rusher. It's like, say if it's like that sort of fur, and there's a little mold line on there, you just do a little bit of a rough scouring pad. Not like Brillo pads or anything, just like a rough side of a sponge. It works for really fine ones. I was trying to think of something what's soft and malleable that I've used before to get rid of mold lines. And he says that as I just take a chunk out of that guy's leg. That's okay. Let me know if it works. Don't thank me yet. It might go horribly wrong, and then I'm like, it wasn't me. I've just been super into my historical stuff recently. I think like the historical tabletop communities are always pretty good. There's always a good group of people for it, and I think as it is at Warlord Games, and they do bolt action. They seem to have done a good job of cultivating a fairly decent community, which is nice. I feel like if I was to do a historical game, I'd probably go less realistic historical. I feel like I'd like more mythical, kind of like ancient Greek, or maybe more like medieval. I feel that's like kind of my bit of history I enjoy. Hey Solitaire, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I use a Dremel with a nylon brush. That's always a good shout as well if you've got a Dremel. Yeah, we were just saying then to Luna was saying that there's some older Old World models, the Chaos Marauders, that have got some fine mold lines across the fur. So like the craft knife wouldn't work, and the mold line remover is a bit too chunky. So we were talking about other options that might work by doing it. So that was my suggestion, like an old like a dry scouring pad. If the mold lines are thin enough, they should come off with that, which is cool. Oh, Warriors, sorry. Yeah, Chaos Warriors, that's it. Did I say Marauders? Can't remember what I said. I was like, Chaos something. My brain was like, blip, 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 blip. How are you doing this, Solitaire? I hope you're well. Ooh. You might want to check out Brotherhood. Ooh, that's not one I've heard of. Write that down. Okay, that sounds cool. Interesting. Ooh. Brillo! Not Brillo. No! Oh. So it's this bit, and then this goes in the small hole there. There we go. This is awkward angle. Why are you not going in? It's going on here. There you go, got it. Oh no! Oh, it snapped! Oh no! It went in and it pushed in and then it snapped off. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no! I keep seeing the Apex game Forbidden Planet, but each box is like 50 quid. Woo! I didn't realise they didn't it. Oh no, they did do an Apex game, didn't they? There was a Kickstarter for it. I remember we chatted about that on one of our, when we used to do the Thursday news nights. Yeah, I remember that. I never played it in the end. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. It was at UK Games Expo last year, and I did a little demo of it. It was alright. I liked what they did with, because it's such a fast-paced with game with a lot of verticality. It was alright. It was okay. It was one of those, like, kind of like, I did the demo, went, that's kind of cool. Probably wouldn't play it, though, just because it's not in a bad way. I don't think there was anything that jumped out enough to make me kind of want to invest in a whole different game, if that makes sense. Especially as like there's not many people I know who really played a lot of Apex, like locally. There are a lot of people obviously online who played Apex with, but not people locally. I feel that was its I worked with the guy who wrote Brotherhood. Okay. Interesting. I'm intrigued now. Yeah, I feel like the ones on my radar at the minute, there's Malediction, because it's a trading card game as well, which, again, I like trading cards, hence why I'm doing opening a pack of Magic a day for my on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and stuff at the minute. So I like my Magic the Gathering, so I like my trading cards. So a trading card and a miniatures game kind of intrigues me, because it's basically you can either buy the deck of cards and then print the models yourself at home, because then when you buy the deck of cards, which is how you run that force, when you buy the deck of cards that runs that force, that's what that will have the code for the STL files. If you don't have a 3D printer or someone who can't print them for you, for example, then they sell the miniatures with the rules separately. So I was like, that's kind of a cool model to do. It's Loot Studios, I think, but the people who did it. Is that the right way? Oh, he's very far forward, with the rock sticking out over the edge, I think. Is it that way? He's quite far facing forward on this base. Oh, no, it's not. It's me being a numpty. I know what I've done. It's meant to be... His other foot's not meant to be on that rock. I was looking at it then like, what? Where this arm has snapped, this is a very weak point on the model now. So if I add a bit more glue, I'm hoping that'll be alright. Don't want to layer it too much. We'll see how that comes out at a later point. Okay, that's that guy done. Another sprue empty. Which means that we only have left the Pestigores and the Blight Templars and the giant cleaver guy. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, I'm going to head to bed. It's nearly 1 AM. No worries, my friends. You get yourself some sleep, and thank you so much for coming on in and chatting away. I hope you're doing well, and you get yourself some sleep and enjoy your evening. I just realised I've still got these little tokens here. I might as well stick them down. And these are 25 mils. Again, another empty sprue then. Got a couple of nice balls in today's video, mate. Yeah, it was okay today. It wasn't huge today, was it? It wasn't quite as lucky as the Aether Drift pack we had yesterday. But yeah, with only 2 packs left to go, I think I'll probably do that for the next 2 days for the pack a day and just kind of finish off that bundle And then hopefully that means, if I'm lucky enough, on Saturday, if I'm lucky, I might be able to grab then some Lorwyn packs to do a video even when we're at Element or when I get back or something. You can get all these painted in one session, right? God, that would be a long stream, wouldn't it? I reckon speed painting, I'd give it a good go for it. I reckon I could, like, probably in like a couple of hours I could sit and have them all kind of primed, dry brushed or zenithal and kind of ready to go, I reckon. It's the pestigores would slow me down. The pestigores would be the one. Even with speed paints, I think I'd struggle a bit with those. I think they'll be done by the end of stream. I don't even think I'm even going to finish building them by the end of stream. On that side of it. So, I mean, to be fair, I definitely won't be finishing building them by the end of stream because it is 11 a.m. 11 p.m, sorry. So I'm like, whoo! But yes. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. My brain's kind of thinking to myself now. I'm like, I reckon I could give it a good go. But I don't think I'd do it in one stream. I mean, we did try doing that Silver Tower box over one big backlog buster, didn't we? And we got half of that done. And that was less models. So I don't think I would. But we built, well, all the heroes. They're all built. Most of the villains, in terms of like all the named villains. All the little kelpies. I mean, that's not too bad. That's what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 minis. That's not too bad. I think. Is that right? Yeah, 21 minis. That's not too bad for today. We should definitely get a group together. Yes, for Silver Tower. That would be really, really good fun to do that. Let me switch over to here. So, that could be really good fun. That could be a good one, actually. But yeah, my brain's like blah 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 blah. Yeah, Silver Tower would be good fun to do. My brain has completely ticked out now. I'm like, oh. So I think what we will do is we are probably going to raid off. I think at this point, I think we've got to a good stopping point. I've literally just emptied 3 sprues, which is the ones falling behind me. So I think that's kind of a good bit to do. All the sprues kind of emptied off, which I think is good. Well, we still got 3 sprues to go. 3 sprues to go. So I'll sit and probably get those done. They might be actually quite useful for me to build those on Friday stream while we do the watch along. That's probably a good thing. Because remember, Friday, we are doing a watch along of the Warhammer preview here. We're going to be live from 6 p.m. Remember, it's a new start time on Fridays. Instead of 4 p.m, we're doing 6 p.m. Gives me more time to sort stuff out before work. And then we are then going to be... where's my brain going? After that, yeah, 7:30 is when we'll do the watch along, which is going to be really good fun. And we can see what's going to be released on the preview. And then, of course, we're back Sunday as normal. But yeah, I just want to thank you to everyone who's been in today. It's been a really, really nice, chilled stream. Just nice and chilled, chin-whacking and chatting. So thank you all so much. I think at this point we are going to raid off and spread a little bit of love. Just a little bit of love. And who are we going to say hello to? Let's have a look here. And let's have a look. Who have we got? So many people on. Trying to see if I can edit one on I can return a raid to. Always like to try and return a raid. And where are we at? Ooh, who's just gone live, actually? We can go and say hello to... Wait, have they just gone live? Were they on a BRB? I think they're on a BRB. Let me just nosy again. I'm just like staring to be like, wait, who can we go say hello to? So many people to say hi to. Nom 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 nom. And let's go and... You know what? We were chatting about... let's have a look. Right, I've got some options. And so they're still on a BRB. It's always agonizing. It's always like, who do you want to... There's so many lovely people. I never quite know who to go and say hello to. I'm like, everyone's so nice. I don't know who to say. So... And and where are we? Let's go and say hello to... Right, guys, give me the first shouts in chat. Do you want to go and see... where are we at? You know what? We chatted about them before. Should we go raid someone who's doing some painting up some Chaos Warriors? Luna, you were chatting about Chaos Warriors? That feels like the right move to go and do and spread some love there. So yeah, so we are going to raid off and say hello. We're actually going to raid in somebody. I think we've raided them before. I'm pretty sure I'm following them. That normally means that I've raided into them before. We're going to say hello to Ren Temple, who is currently working on... where are we at? They are currently building and working on some Chaos Warriors. So let's go say hello to them and see what they're getting up to. Yeah, thank you so much everyone for coming on in today. It's been a wonderful, lovely stream. It's been really nice, so thank you so much. Please make sure you all rest up and for the rest up and look after yourselves. You know the deal. Make sure that you keep an eye on yourselves. All that gubbins. You know all the details. My brain's just going. You can tell my brain's just gone to pot now, and now it's late. But everybody, thank you so much for today's stream. It's been really, really nice. Big shout out as well to Black Dog Painting for the raid earlier on. Much appreciated. And welcome on and everybody else who's popped in and chatted away. Thank you all so much. But for now, we are going to raid off. Say hello to Ren Temple. And where are we at? And excuse me. And yeah, we will catch you all later. But for now, please remember, stay safe, stay positive, and above all, be an ambassador for your hobby. Good night, everybody. We will catch you all later, and see you all on Friday for the watch along. Bye.